And we are back. I am Diddy Noseball. I'm here with Chris. And we will be talking about a lot today, NBA free agency and some of our post draft thoughts. Now that the dust is kind of settling. Um, it's a lot been going on, man. Chris, how you been, man?
Been good, man. You ain't watching the Commissioner Cup?
No Caitlin, no with us, no shoes, no service, no shoes, no shirt, no service, no Caitlin Clark, no service, bro. I ain't watching that, bro. I did
Man,
hear that the Fever went on an 18-0 run though,
yeah.
but
I mean, I figured. Oh, Fever. Okay, my bad. I said Link's probably gonna win because they don't have her, but
yeah, Fever cool, but not without Caitlin Clark, bro.
yeah.
But of course I ain't gonna start because people is sleeping on the Milwaukee Bucks, Chris. Nobody liked the move as much as me, but I was just thinking the Bucks. So you got rid of Brook Lopez, you replace him with Miles Turner. Dame was already injured, so he wasn't even gonna come back for next year anyway. So that Miles Turner deal turned into a waving Dame for Miles Turner essentially. You brought back KPJ. You still got Gary Trent. You still got Cal Kuzma. You brought back Bobby Portis. I don't hate it, bro. What was your initial reaction with the Dame waving and the sign of Miles Turner?
I mean, it kind of makes sense now. You're gonna have a guy on your books like 22 mil next 5 years. Eesh, not ideal, but I mean, means getting Turner. I understand. Like you don't have time to necessarily wait on Dane to get healthy and then try to insert him back into the lineup towards the end of the season and really go on a run. Like I just don't see it manifesting in anything. So why not just cut your losses and go on ahead and let him go where he need to go? So I'm not mad at it. I like the Miles Turner portion it is. Uh, it's an upgrade from Brooke Lopez. Of course, he's younger. He can shoot. He can shoot as well. He may not be Splash Mountain, but he can still put the ball in the bucket. And he's younger and he can still anchor a defense. So, and he doesn't have to play bigger or a role bigger than what is needed as well. So,
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's fine.
What do you think the Bucks ceiling is now? Because a lot of people just kind of like writing the Bucks off, and I'm like, man, the East is not there strong, bro. And then you have the top three player in the world, really, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we seen them lose to the Pacers and with the top three player in the world, but I think going being healthy, they are one of the top three teams out there in the East. And then with Giannis being Giannis, that's really enough to get you through the East. So
Okay,
you're
top
stealing
three. Top three is crazy. I wouldn't. I'm
top
not
three.
going there for. I think they top five. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so I got Orlando. I have Orlando, the Knicks. It's not no particular order. Orlando, Knicks.
Mhm.
Um, the Hawks might be in there somewhere. Then I'm not. I don't
Cleveland.
know. Cleveland in there somewhere. So that's four. Then Bucks. Yeah. Like who else? Because Indiana, they dealing with the Halliburton is gone. Boston, no Tatum.
They still, yeah. Um,
Watch out for the Raptors. Raptors could sneak into the playoffs. Not top six probably, but they go sneak into the playoffs.
yeah,
But
I can see that. Trying to think
who
any
are the
other
teams
team.
in the East? I can't think of nobody. Yeah, man, Bucks finishing top four, bro. Y'all so disrespectful. Cause
You
I'm
don't
finna
got
look
Miami
up.
doing nothing this year.
No, they didn't add nothing. They didn't add nothing. They running back a play-in team, man. They ain't thinking about Miami
Yeah,
right now. Oh, Detroit.
Detroit
Okay,
basketball.
okay. So we got Cleveland, New York, Orlando, um, Milwaukee, Detroit, Atlanta. Those looking like the six teams so far. It kind of sounds like
Those
it
are
might be the 16.
locks. Those are locks for the playoffs if
So
everybody's
those
healthy.
so those six teams. Did I put the Bucks in there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think the Bucks got a chance to be better than Detroit and Atlanta.
So
They'll be a top 4 team. Huh.
You're not feeling Philadelphia at all.
Nope. Hey, I don't know what they're doing, bro. I don't know. I gotta see it. Like we'll revisit this one like once we like some closer to the season or a couple games in, but I gotta see it, bro. That's a bad vibe team. Paul George and Joel Embiid. I don't know about their vibes, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they're definitely I gotta see it before I give them anything kind of team. So
I think the Bucks are top 4 team, bro. You said top 3. That's not even crazy.
Top 3.
That's not crazy.
Top 3, yeah. I just believe in Giannis like that. So, but they have a good roster, good squad for sure.
I think as long as this what needs to happen. Kyle Kuzma has to play his role as a guy that's gonna get you 20. Like Kyle Kuzma has to play aggressive offensively. Bobby Portis is a good 6-man. KPJ will have his nights. Gary Trent is a shooter. This is one of the best shooting teams Giannis has had. Like everybody literally can shoot, space the floor. And Giannis, you might have to just be more of a superstar than you've ever had to be. But I think he's capable of doing it. And the supporting cast is not terrible. Like as long as Kuzma does his job, Bobby Portis and KPJ and Gary Trent, this should be enough supplemental scoring. If Jokic could do it all them years without Jamal Murray and like his roster being in flux, I think Giannis is still finishing into like a top 5 seed. I think Giannis could do it too. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. No, I agree. I think Giannis will, especially if he goes far in the East or he takes them to a high seed, he'll be proving again why he's an MVP level player in this league.
Because my thing is, who want to see them? I still think they could probably upset Cleveland. They probably could upset Detroit for sure. They could possibly still beat Atlanta. Possibly. I don't know, bro.
I think they could beat Atlanta.
You see what I'm saying? Because I think we're going to get to that, but I think Atlanta's a little bit overrated now. People kind of overrating them a little bit now. Because it's like, okay. But okay, the Dame part of this. Dame basically getting 5 years to he could just do whatever he want. Where would you like to see him go? Just off the top of your head.
I don't think Dame really helped no team this year. Unless he come back and he's healthy. Like, I get it, he's Dame, but like realistically, next season, full season under his belt or whatever, away from the injury, is the season I'm really looking at him like, okay, this is Dame. He's Dame coming on your team.
So you saying you don't think he plays this season?
I think if he plays, like, cool, but I don't think was Dame just was Dame just like this amazing dude that was going crazy in the playoffs? Like he's good.
He had a good season. Playoffs, he was coming back off injury, but Dame still had a good season last year. He was
dogging Dame and his defense all back when he was healthy with the Bucks. What do you think he finna be after this?
For a veteran minimum, go take your ass to Houston, take your ass to the Timberwolves. You finna get like $1 million a year. Now we was talking about Dame getting his 4 years, 100. No, now you was a $2 million dude. Dame, great value Dame, still worth $2 million, Chris. Sure. Timberwolves need them desperately. It's like Rockets could use them.
Timberwolves, Rockets, Warriors, Lakers, not Lakers, but really just a lot of these teams are interesting.
And so I'm trying to think of another team.
I think even if he goes to the Magic towards the end of the season, like he could help them.
I'll sign him if I was OKC. They need more scoring. Yeah. But hey, we got all the defense in the world. You just come put the ball in the bucket for about 20 minutes a game.
Yeah.
Well,
somebody get him.
Okay, what did you want to hit next? I think the Bucks gonna be good for the record. Yeah, sorry.
No, I don't blame you for thinking that. That's good. Bucks have had a good offseason so far, and I don't blame them for moving off Day. I know it's a business, it's cold, whatever. Doing him after Achilles and coming back from
I'm not
What's it
going for that.
called?
I'm not going for that. I done heard that too much, bro. You're getting paid. He's getting every single dollar, and he get to pick his next destination. You getting paid to stay home. I ain't trying to hear that soft shit. Nope, nope, nope. Dame, you was all right, nigga. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm sorry.
That's true. Like,
Yeah, it's a
he probably don't
cutthroat
want to
business. This why you don't want to stay with 10. Bro, he's getting all his money. My bad, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. He getting his money. He don't necessarily want to be in Milwaukee. Like Milwaukee ain't his top destination or whatever. He just there because Giannis give him a chance to win.
Yeah.
So
I didn't like the Dame. They would just go wait from while he's hurt. Yes. And he gets to walk away with all that money. Go chill.
yes.
What? It was crazy.
Man. Hey, let's talk about the Rockets.
The Rockets. Okay. They're very interesting. I definitely think they're a top 3 team in the Western Conference on paper. But we all know what paper is when it comes to the game. You got to see it on the court. So I still think I got OKC and the Nuggets over them still, bro. It took a minute for me to think about it, but it's like the Nuggets ain't never been this good on paper, and we done already seen them on the court. They already went to 7 with OKC. I think the Nuggets have way more upside to beat OKC than the Rockets. The Rockets is still wait and see. They still top 3 in the West. They're still top 3 in the West to me, but I'm not gonna put them over the Nuggets. That's surprising to you?
No, that's not surprising. I mean, Nuggets portion may be surprising, but the way you present it, I do understand why you have them as a top 2-ish, top 3-ish team. I mean, I think the Rockets have just had a home run off season. First, they get Kevin Durant, which is something they need, a go-to scorer, a 20-point per game efficient scorer that you know you can go to in clutch moments and get you a bucket. You can settle the offense down. Hey, KD, just get us a mid-range bucket, something. So you have that to play off Şengün as well. But you also add in a Dorian Finney-Smith. You add in another 3-and-D guy. And I know there's some injury or whatever that may be going on, but at the end of the day, when Dorian Finney-Smith is looking good and healthy, he's a great 3-and-D guy. And that helps you with the Dylan Brooks loss, I guess. But even if you lost him, you have Tari Eason come in as well and fill that role as well. So I don't really care. They had that filled anyway.
I thought the Dorian Finney-Smith signing was a little bit redundant. I think they needed another scorer. They didn't need another 3-and-D wing. But my bad,
like the Jordan Clarkson to Rockets would have been a good move. But yeah. Also, this is another theory that people are saying, like, the Rockets are bigging up. They're getting these bigs. They're getting Şengün, who's a good offensive rebound. They're getting Capella, who's a good offensive rebound. They're getting Steven Adams, these big bigs to match up with, who got them bigs out there, the Mavericks. Also to be overpowering the OKC. So also you got to deal with Jokic. You got to have bigs out there in the West. So I think that's what they're also adding to their team as well.
I like what the Rockets did. I really do. But it's like I still think they're gonna need supplemental scoring, and you just need KD insurance. If KD go down, this is an 80-point per game team, man. Because who can get a bucket? Because now you see what Denver did. Denver legit might be the best offense in the league next year. Because look at they bench now. Now you look at Tim Hardaway, you got Valanciunas, and you got some people that's gonna really score the basketball. So, man, Denver already was scoring the basketball with like 4 good players. So then I think the depth of Denver scoring wise, I don't think Houston matches up with just scoring. Because who gets a bucket besides KD and Şengün? Who gets a bucket? Who's a get bucket guy?
Van Vliet will put it in the hole sometimes.
Lord. So Van Vliet is the third option.
Cam Whitmore, if they give him some minutes, can put the ball on the hole for sure.
How can Whitmore go get some minutes? Now you done brought in Dorian Finney-Smith. You still got Tyree Eason. You still got Jabari Smith. Where's these Cam Whitmore minutes gonna come from? I think the only person that's gonna get some real minutes is Reed Shepherd from the young guys. I would probably trade Cam Whitmore. I don't know. I think the Rockets they still might need some supplemental scoring, and I'm still scared about KD's injury history. So I like what the Rockets did. 3 in the West, when everybody got better. For the most part, I like where they at, and now it's just show improved. But I can't put them over the Nuggets because we just know they got the best player in the league. They got the best player in the league, and his team is probably as deep as he ever had. So
Yeah.
nobody talking about that enough. But
Yeah. Now, well, let's talk about it. Let's really talk about it. The Nuggets added what they needed around Jokic, was just shooting. Now, how you feel about that Michael Porter Jr. trade? You feel like they gave up too early on him, or this is the right time to move off of him and get the pieces around Jokic that he needs in order to really make a run?
it was the perfect move. I just didn't like them having to attach a first round pick to it. But then they were
I
saying because of
agree.
the money, it was the money thing. Like Cam
I
Johnson
know.
makes so much less than MPJ, so it was like make it worth our while. So I
Yeah.
get it, but it's kind of like a lateral move until I seen the other moves. Then I seen the Bruce
Mhm.
Brown. Then I seen the Valanciunas. Then I seen the Tim Hardaway. Now it's just looking like they're building just a more mature team when it comes to their role players. They had a lot of young role players. They were trying to. Jalen Pickett was trying to get some minutes, so it was like now they are not going to have to do none of that. I like
Yeah.
what the Nuggets have done combined. It was a
I
lateral
really,
move,
yeah.
just one for one. But then other than that, I like what they did.
Yeah, I think it allows them to have more bench depth and flexibility, which is something they desperately needed because they literally was running like 6, 7 man rotation out there. Now you don't have to rely so heavily from your bench on Julian Strawther. No offense, like he's good, he's a decent player, but like I can't have him be my sole bench guy out there doing stuff, and Russell Westbrook be my sole bench guy out there doing stuff. Like we gonna need more than that. So I like what the Nuggets have done. I like how they've, added shooting around Jokic. They may not have added, like Cam Johnson can get buckets. Like he can get buckets now, but he may not be a, put the ball on the floor kind of guy, but or something outside of Jamal Murray kind of get a bucket guy, but he can still score. So I like what the Nuggets have done. They've surrounded space the floor even more for Jokic. Also bring him another big in Valanciunas to he can play next to at times. So Nuggets have really retooled themselves in a way with one move, giving themselves flexibility and cap to bring in guys to solidify their bench and get stronger out there in the West.
And then don't forget about Deron Holmes, the rookie that ended up missing the whole year last
Mm,
year. They big they had. So now you got like
yeah.
Jokic has never had two bigs. Now you got an athletic big that can rebound and block shots, and then you have a Jokic like big that can score in the paint and grab rebounds in Valanciunas. And I
Mm-hmm.
think Tim Hardaway Jr. being able to put him out there with the Peyton Watsons and the Bruce Browns in them second
Mm-hmm.
lineups where you can still
Yep.
have firepower and defense. You still got Peyton. Bro, nah, this team they might be number one in the West, to be honest. But we gotta
All
see it.
right.
We
Yeah, we
gotta
got to
see
see
it.
it.
Because my same problem I had with OKC. They
Mm-hmm.
don't have scoring. They don't have enough
Mm-hmm.
scoring. To me, now that if you got to match up with the Nuggets, do you think they can score enough? Y'all went to 7 with the sorry Nuggets team.
Yeah.
That Nuggets team wasn't that good last year. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. It wasn't that good.
No.
They went to 7 with them. So I don't know.
You
I
just
really
do
like
you do you discredit the Thunder? Not discredit, but like, do you think like so that's why you're having them not high in the West rankings right now because you think, well, they barely got past the Thunder. I mean, they barely got past the Nuggets, and then they got to play the Timberwolves, who you weren't as high on going into that series. And then, of course, they played the Pacers. So, is that kind of how
I
you're
just
feeling looking at it?
yeah, I think Thunder very beatable. Very beatable.
I would agree with you. I think
Especially now.
they avoided, the Mavericks. They didn't have to play the Mavericks. I know the Mavericks shifted their whatever they were trying to do mid-season, so they avoided the Mavericks. They won against the Nuggets. Aaron Gordon was hurt, and again, Nuggets have now gotten better. Play Minnesota, who's a nice team, but I do think I did just always favor against the Thunder in that matchup. So it's interesting what these teams have done. The teams have done to really catapult themselves or really say like, yeah, OKC's good, and you may think they're gonna be like a nice little young dynasty, but in reality, they may not be as good as you think because we got
Yeah.
better.
Because the thing with OKC what made them so good was they had elite depth Now the Nuggets have elite depth too, and they have the better player. The Houston
Nuggets.
Rockets have elite depth too. Now they got a
Yeah.
scorer in theory. So those three teams are really interchangeable. So it's like, now you're gonna have to let the season play out. But I can't just for sure put the Thunder over the Rockets and the Nuggets, and especially the Nuggets, because we can
Mhm,
already see them go 7, and the Nuggets have gotten way better.
mhm,
So if I'm doing the power ranking right now, top 3 teams in the West, it will
mhm.
be. I'm just going to say it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Where I'm gonna go with my heart. I got the Nuggets, Thunder, then I got the Rockets. That Thunder shit last year, I'm sorry, it didn't move me that much. It didn't move me that much.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Who else did?
Yeah.
Who else made some moves that we didn't talk about?
You want to talk about anything the Mavericks have done? They didn't do a ton, but bring in D'Lo. Do you want to talk about what the Lakers haven't done?
Okay, I see. I want to talk about Minnesota first because it's real quick.
Okay. Yeah, done.
They lost Nikhil Alexander Walker, and in the
Mm-hmm.
draft they drafted Joan Behringer. That was the perfect Yakachonis spot for them. Kasparis Yakachonis, I think I said it right.
Casper, yeah, from Illinois, big guard. Yeah, I would have liked
I
that
think
pick for them.
I think they gonna regret that because Mike Conley is, come on, man. Mike Conley is done for. You lost Nikhil Alexander Walker. Who you got? Dante DiVincenzo. You got Rob Dillingham. I think Yakachonis would have fit right in with them because he's a playmaker, and I think they
Mm-hmm.
need playmaking. So I
Yeah,
think they gonna regret not picking up Casper Yakachonis. That was like one of my main things when I seen the Timberwolves. I'm like, because
yeah.
people act like Nikhil Alexander Walker wasn't really good for him. That's a big loss, in my opinion.
That is a good big loss, in my opinion too. So I think he helped
Lakers.
stabilizing them off the bench as well. So I agree with you.
Yeah, that was just my 2 cents on the Timberwolves because they ain't do nothing, but they lost something. So, but the Lakers, I will say this: they're gonna be. You lost Dorian Finney-Smith. You signed LeBron. Well, LeBron opted in. Did LeBron opt into his own little whatever he had going on?
It's
Selfish
53 million.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Selfish motherfucker.
You want to
Everybody,
talk about that before we get into the Lakers? You want to talk about LeBron?
yes,
Let's
bro.
do it, dude.
When he had Rich Paul come out and say, what did he have Rich Paul come out and say? Cause it just made me so mad. I stopped reading it, bro. Cause like he was like saying, we're monitoring the moves being made. Like just weird shit. LeBron is just, I'm ready for him to
Hey,
be gone, bro.
it's kind of crazy. We're monitoring the moves that the Lakers are doing, and we want to give them the best opportunity to have the best future, but we also got to do what's best for LeBron in this stage of it. Rich, be for real. You're not
Be
monitoring
for
what the Lakers moves are doing. You're not giving them the ability to make moves.
It's
You are hard
crazy.
capping them, giving the inability to make moves. Then you opt into your deal, which LeBron never does. Always opts out, signs a max for whatever he can get in a +1. I don't think he wants to be there, but I think he also at the same time wants to
Who
finish out
wants
his
him?
career there at the same time. He
Who
doesn't think they
wants
can
him?
win, but it doesn't. It's never going to make sense for him to go anywhere else. And being traded looks bad, in my opinion. I don't think he'll allow himself to be look bad and get traded.
Man, it's the
If he
Lakers.
goes somewhere, it'll be on his own fruition.
Man, this shit's finna. They just finna set up his farewell tour. They finna be like, hey, we go compete next season. Not 2026. We go compete in 2026. They're throwing a year away. Literally.
I just don't like the I'm so about winning. Oh, I want to win another ring, but let me opt into this $53 million. Oh, but ring culture and rings don't really matter. But that's all
What
I
could he
chase
have
and
done?
want to do.
What was the
You
options for him? Like, not if he didn't take the 53. Like, what was his options? What could he have done to help the team?
taking less money. Taking less money allow them to have the flexibility to go place. I know you people aren't always in favor of that, but LeBron got the most bag or whatever. You give
So
them the
he could have
ability to
honestly
bring
just
guys
took
in.
less money. Just
Yeah.
that's just
Opt out, take less money, allow them to bring back Dorian Finney-Smith, not lose him. Bring in some other guys that are getting signed and that you guys don't have the ability to get because you're hard capped. Or if you're so hell bent on winning, LeBron, opt out, go to Cleveland. Opt out, go to the Knicks. Opt out, go somewhere else and win there.
Sound like he really just being a hoe. I can't think of nothing else. Cause I'm like, bro, you could have signed for like, what's the going rate? Cause I think Mouse Turner, will he get like 27, 26, something like that? You could have just been like, shit, I'm gonna sign here for about 30. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't
Yeah,
have looked at you no kind of way. You'd be like,
no,
yeah, I'll do 1 for 30. And if you wanted to be like, man, give me 2 years, you say 2 for 65 or some shit like that. So you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But damn. And they ended up signing
That's
Jake LaRavia.
Jake LaRavia is the only signing they got. Um, now I don't necessarily. Now they basically have DeAndre Ayton in their bag, as the Bucks just got Miles Turner and Jericho Sims, so they're not really going to be getting him. I don't know another team really that would be at the top of my head right now that could, you really, really need him outside of the Lakers, I guess. But
If the
if
Lakers
that's,
get DeAndre Ayton, oh my god, bro.
what that reminds me of, them going to DeAndre Ayton and signing him will remind me of when, I forgot what season that was exactly, but when Andre Drummond was like bought out and they brought in Andre Drummond and they act like they signed the next Shaq.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Disgusting.
The thing is, DeAndre Ayton probably like what 26 or something like that.
He's
He
like
shouldn't be that
26.
old.
Yeah, he's not 27. He's like 26. So,
He just a bust mentality. He got a bust mentality.
he got
So
a
it's like
he just
you
be
don't put him
getting
in play.
by. He getting by, but at the end of the day, he's talented enough to where he can make it work for them, and he'll still look good
You don't put a
because he
nigga like
fits
that in the
all the
bright lights,
pieces.
bro.
He
Chris,
puts
stop
out, but
it.
he fits all the pieces that
Stop it.
him
He gonna
playing next
fit a
to
lot of
Luca. Luca
everything.
will make him look good. Luca can make him look good with ease.
Bro, it's not about that. It's about when the going gets tough, he gets soft.
Yes, that's true.
Because my thing is, well, you've been in the league as long as a guy like him been in the league. We know what he is at this point. He's going to fold. He's going to fold. So it's like, man, I wouldn't even want that dude. Just to be honest, you sign him if you want to, because you need a big, I guess. But man, just put on the year, sell the future of Luca and whoever is a free agent in 2027. But they just might as well just put on the year. There's no possible. Do they make the playoffs? Do they
They
make the
make the
playoffs?
playoffs. They make the playoffs. They make the playoffs.
What
You
they
got
better
Luca.
than?
You got Luca, LeBron, Austin Reeves. I go on record. Will say I do like the Jake LaRavia signing. I think Jake LaRavia is a good player, but he ain't the end all be all for the Lakers.
Jake
And
LaRavia.
if
Jake
that's your
LaRavia
only
can
move, you're
stay
not
in
doing.
Memphis, and they got like 40 young niggas. He couldn't stay in Sacramento. Sacramento brings everybody to. No, I'm not going. Jake
Memphis
LaRavia is
and
not getting no
Memphis got
time.
so many dude. Memphis got so many dude. Memphis got one of the deepest teams in the league.
Jake LaRavia ain't it, Chris.
I'm not
This the
saying
Los
he's the
Angeles
end all
Lakers.
be
Y'all
all.
signed Jake LaRavia.
I'm not saying he's the end all be all, but I do think he's a good player for them.
So do you think the Lakers gonna be a top 6 seed?
Nah, yeah, I do. I just maybe this the Luca homer in me, the Luca believer. I don't see no team
Man,
that
let's
by Luka
do it.
Doncic
Let's
finishing outside the top 6.
say, hey, talk is cheap. Let's do it. OKC, if they guarantee the top 6 seed,
Yes,
Houston,
yes,
Denver,
yes.
Minnesota.
No,
Okay.
I don't think they're
Clippers.
necessarily guaranteed. They barely
Okay.
got it this year.
Okay. Clippers.
I like the Clippers, but no, that's tough. No, yes,
Okay. Golden State.
no, absolutely not guaranteed.
Okay. Dallas.
Yes,
See, now you just being biased, bro.
Dallas gonna be a good team regardless, man. Be for real.
Okay, but that's pro. Okay, so I guess I can see how you see the Lakers in there then. But
I
I
do
don't.
think they can. I
San
think they're in the
Antonio.
same tier with those guys. San Antonio's not. They should. If Victor is who he say he is, I should be saying lock.
Man,
So
Lakers in the same boat as the Clippers, the Timberwolves, the Warriors.
that's where, yeah, they're in
Man,
the same boat as them, which is not contenders.
they might not make the playoffs.
But they also, I guess, yeah, they might not.
My thing is, if you're not a top 6 team, you might not make the playoffs.
Yeah, it would not surprise. Yeah, you're right. I guess, but I just believe in Luka Doncic. I think a full year with him and they'll be fine. So
I mean, bro, they still can win, man. Hey, last year Golden State and Memphis was playing teams that had 48 wins, bro.
it's
So I
rough
mean,
out. It's rough.
that's what I'm saying. You have Luka that guarantees you about 45 some wins, but outside of that, man, Austin Reeves and LeBron James at 41. Like, stop that shit, man. No, then he don't even got no lob big. He ain't got no lob big. He ain't got no 3-and-D guy. What's going on?
Dominating coming.
Man, I don't know. I guess. Okay.
Now I guess that's what I said. Lakers are, we need to quit overhype. They should not be getting no media attention, no nothing. Because they're not good.
40 games on national TV a year. They go just jam them games in there.
And Luka Doncic will never get to win his MVP because they've always screwed him over. The one year he actually deserved it, they did not give it to him. He will never not have a team good enough to get one right now.
I guarantee Luka gets the MVP with the Lakers. I guarantee it. But you got any dark horses in the West? Not name the Mavericks.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, Mavericks. Come on now, that's a great team, built wise. Adding Cooper Flag, but I won't say the Mavericks just strictly off the Kyrie injury. You adding D'Lo to basically be your Kyrie for half the season, but it's not necessarily a dark horse because I do think they'll be a good team for the most part of the season.
I wish we would have tried to get Sexton, bro. Sexton or Clarkson.
I do too.
D'Lo. I've been rocking with D'Lo since he was in 11th grade, man. Montverde.
Yeah,
I was watching on that. It was my boy, Ohio State. I was with him through thick and thin. Say, man, he's over with, bro. I love D'Lo, but that dude is over with, man. They should try to get somebody better. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Colin Sexton. What did Charlotte give up for Colin Sexton? Let me look that up real quick. It was nothing.
It was Yusuf Nurkic. I don't know what I don't know what the Jazz are doing.
You would have gave up Daniel Gafford
for
Colin Sexton?
No.
Why not?
Nah, man.
Why not?
You can take Omax. You can take somebody else. I'm not taking none of them. Nah.
I guess. Mavericks. I guess we can talk about the Mavericks for a little while. We can talk about the Mavericks.
Just a little bit, and then we move on to some real dark horses.
Because I was thinking about the Mavericks, and I was like, how good can they be without Kyrie? Mm-hmm. And I think we was talking about it in the group chat, and I'm like, bro, these dudes, they gonna struggle to crack 100 points, bro. They will. Anthony Davis, he's a two-way player. Cooper Flag is a two-way player. PJ, they two-way players, but none of them scream bona fide super scorer. I don't like on a consistent night,
AD
bro.
who can really do AD for real, dude. He's not. AD's about 26 a night.
Yes, but come on, man. That's okay. You don't account for 26 of your 100. Where the rest of these points coming from, bro?
Cooper 18.
Okay, how many points is that? How many points is that? Where you see? Where's these points coming from?
Clay 12, D'Lo 12.
Bro, Clay finna be so washed. Y'all finna be so mad at Clay. Clay finna look terrible next season. Watch. I'm just saying, bro. The Mavericks, they gonna be hellified on defense. They should go look like the Orlando Magic, bro. They could be struggling to get to 100. They gonna struggle to get to 100, bro. Who's the scorers on the Mavericks? You brought up Anthony Davis. Okay, cool. We could chalk his 26, 27 in. But then you brought up a rookie. The second person you brought up was a rookie. And his 18 points.
This dude not going to be no regular rookie, though.
Man, this is going to be 18. This nigga is he was the youngest nigga in the draft.
And the best dude in the draft. What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's cool. But come on, man. Cooper Flag, save, man. The way he gets fumbleitis in late game situations, man, I don't know, bro.
Not going to be having the ball in late game situations, Cooper Flag. They're going to pass that rock to AD.
You're not selling me, bro. You're not doing a good job selling me this offense. Because everybody talking about the defense. Ain't nobody saying nothing about the offense. If you always talking about me with offense, you got to score to win the game.
Ice in my veins defense. Ice in my veins D'Lo.
Oh, my God. I think he shoots like in the 30%. Like I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I just don't see
yeah.
it with the offense. That's my major concern for the Mavericks. If you don't have that concern, that's fine. But I'm just looking at the team,
It's a
trying to be
concern, but
objective.
I do think they'll still be able to beat teams. That's just how I feel.
You have all the defense in the world, but if you can't get to 100 points, okay, let's say a team averages
Najee ain't Najee
113.
can score. Najee can kind of score. PJ can. It's a by committee
It's
team.
gonna
It's
be
a by committee
struggle.
team. It's a by committee team until you have your guy back who can really score.
And then you gonna be dependent on Kyrie coming back off of ACL at like 34.
Yeah,
Man, we just better rebuild around Cooper Flag, bro. I'm telling you, because it's gonna sound crazy. If I was Nico, say man, AD, where you want to go, bro? Still where he want to go. Kyrie, you can stay because you ain't gonna keep us from not winning. And hey, we trying to get AJ or Cam or Darren Peterson. We got Cooper Flag for the next 15 years. You might as well just start rebuilding around him now. You're not winning no. I ain't finna talk about it because everybody go, man, they can't possibly make a run.
they can.
What
They
the,
can
what the
make a
Nuggets and
run.
did Oklahoma City Thunder Mavericks ain't never beating them. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm sorry. Like, bro, you finna have an old ass AD in a minute. Kyrie's already right there, and they are both getting injured like left and right. Man, that shit over with, bro. I would try to get Cam Boozer or Derek Peterson or AJ DeBouncer, bro.
Hmm. How the bands will look like against them Cameroonians.
He was killing them dudes. Stop it.
And boy, Koa Pete was really killing them dudes.
He was looking all right. After it was really AJ and Mikael Brown that busted that open, bust the
Yeah.
Cameroon game open. But okay, but hey, everybody believing in the Mavericks. I'll be surprised if they finish in the top 6. I won't be surprised if they make it to the playoffs. But I do think they will struggle to score more than what people realize. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? For the Luka trade, for what it was to what it ended up being, you know what I'm saying? You got to be happy at least that it went
I
this route
guess.
instead of where it was going.
I guess it just lucked into what happened. Or either it was very lucked or it was a handshake deal with the NBA. But come on now. Nico cannot go around acting like this was the plan all along. Your plan was not to luck into the number 1 draft pick after AD and Kyrie went down. Stop it.
Man, that shit was a backroom deal, man. Come on, bro. You had a 1.8% chance. Nigga, that shit like getting struck by lightning twice or some shit. Nah, bro. I ain't going. There's no possible way. No, there's no possible way. But I'm
Um,
trying to think of who were some
you
other teams.
you want to talk about Memphis?
No, but we
No.
can.
Do you think they made the right choice going away from Bane and picking Jaren Jackson and Ja?
Jaren Jackson's already having to have
I,
surgery.
I was just about to say.
Say, bro. First off, Jaren Jackson is not that good. Jaren Jackson is one of them dudes where when he young and he's showing these flashes, it's like, oh man. But now that he getting older in his career, it's like, man, like you're just flashes. You getting too much foul trouble. You know what it is? He's a worse version of Anthony Davis on defense, and he's a worse version of Karl Anthony Towns on offense. He gets hurt like AD, and he plays stupid basketball like Cat. Do I want to give him almost $300 million? Hell no. So I thought banking on Jaren Jackson is already. He's not a winning player. We brought up him. He was one of the worst starters of the first round. It would have been the whole playoffs if they would have made it past the first round. Jaren Jackson Jr. is not it. And for them to pay him all that money is crazy. He deserves to get like a man. He should got a Jakob Pertl type bag or a Miles Turner type bag. No offense, he's better than them dudes, but he ain't did more than them dudes. So I mean,
Yeah.
Ja, man, he became a dude that's playing 55 games a year at this point. So man, Desmond Bane, like I said, I think I said this last time we talked about these dudes. Desmond Bane was the most consistent guy over there, and y'all finna see. The only thing is Memphis draft well, they got a lot of young talent, so but
Yeah,
man,
you know, like they got Cedric, they got They also added Ty Jerome. Like they didn't not do nothing. I like Ty Jerome. You can hate on him all you want. I like him. I like him to an extent because he didn't get to really when the playoff times came around. His blood was on the bench, but to an extent, I like Ty Jerome.
This team will be competing for the 10th spot, man. For the 10th, they finished with the 8th last year. They 2 spots worse at least. This is 11th seed, 10th seed team, man. Memphis is terrible, bro. I'm sorry. I ain't going with the Memphis shit, bro. If I like they draft picks, giving Jaren Jackson all that money, Jaren Jackson and Ja, that's not moving me, bro.
Okay.
They ain't better than.
Do you think Spurs dark horse? How you feel about them and going into the season?
Can they make the play in first? With the Victor Wembanyama era, has been some of the worst Spurs teams we've ever seen, man. They've been worse than the DeJounte and Derek White teams. Are we gonna go look past that? DeJounte Murray and Derek White helmed better Spurs teams than what we seen for Victor Wembanyama. We have to see it first.
But Victor got hurt, and Victor was on a minutes restriction, so we've never
was
really got
on
to see
pace
Victor.
to be sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I don't give no pass to Victor. They calling this dude an alien. They calling him the greatest prospect since LeBron. I know people have said that about a few prospects, but they was really saying it about him.
Say, bro.
Teams were trying to get him as hard as they could.
The thing about Victor Wembanyama is just shit. Life comes at you fast, bro. Anthony Edwards is still around his age range. Cade Cunningham still around his age range. Paolo still around his age range. Like, you got the dudes, Cooper Flag now. You finna have AJ the bouncer next year. Man, Victor Wembanyama, you have to earn it. All that talk, man, motherfucker talk too fucking much. Game is played on the hardwood, man. This dude ain't made it to no competitive basketball worth of note. Like, he ain't played in a playing game. They ain't went nowhere in the in-season tournament. I don't want to talk about this dude until there's a reason to talk about the dude. That shit look good, but you taking 11, 12 3-pointers a game, how does it go look in a competitive setting when we're watching the playoffs? We gonna be like, man, this nigga taking a lot of threes. Like, come on now. It gets physical in the playoffs. I gotta see him in competitive basketball setting, bro. I like the roster, but then even some of the fits is clunky. Now you got De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper. That's a little clunky, bro. You went and got Luke Cornett. Like what do we do? Like, man, I guess.
Carter Bryant, how'd you feel about that? Adding him?
It's like he's all right, I guess. He's like a year away from being a year away. dude got like 10 minutes a game in Arizona. You finna come into the Spurs and be what? Who minutes he taking? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, man. So now I guess he better than Keldon Johnson, huh? Keldon Johnson's a good player. He's not better than Keldon Johnson. He's not better than Jeremy Sohan. He got to earn his minutes. They probably go give him some runway. He's not ready. He's a year away from being a year away. He's a good, solid player. You know what I'm saying? I like the size. I like everything he do off the ball. But man, Spurs got to show me. They got talent, but they got a lot of talent in the same spot. They got like 3 guards. They're all the ball dominant. Can't shoot.
Yeah. As a Spurs, I tried to trade up and get Malua. I would have got Behringer. I'd have got I'd have got another center next to play to Wemby other than Luke Cornett. Like that's not
fit. That's soft. Chris, that's soft. Dude is 7'6". He needs a center. What are we doing? What is we doing, man?
Are you on the belief that Chet needs a center or they just got a center?
Chet is like 7 feet even. 7'1" probably. He's a legit. He's more bro. 7'6". You need a center at 7'6". That's crazy. Chet can move better than Wemby too on the perimeter. Wemby can move a little bit, but Wemby playing power forward is crazy. I'm sorry, that's crazy. He's 7'6". He got to fill out more, and he just got to be. I don't know. 7'6" at power forward is crazy.
Okay, so you don't believe they could sneak in the playoffs. You don't believe they could sneak in and play. Are you penciling them in for playing yet?
I'm penciling them in for the play-in, but it's like it's going on 3 years of hypotheticals, and these been some of the worst Spurs teams we've ever seen put on the hardwood. I'm done with the hypotheticals. It's literally the past couple years we done seen them not even make the play-in. So I'm just gonna assume they go. I gotta see it. I think they're gonna make a play-in, but it's the West.
Hey, this Wemby gets no pass. This is you as a winning player. You get no pass. You have everything you need right now. You are supposed to be this kind of talent. Hey, it's time. Ain't no excuses. Powell done got his team there.
Yeah.
Cade done got his sorry team in there.
This is my question, and this is the real question for you. Out of all the young guys that's 25 and under, are you comfortable right now going into next season to put Victor Wembanyama as your best young talent in the NBA right now?
You're supposed to say yes to this. You are supposed to say yes to this, but I don't know if he's deserving of that.
And that's my problem. You're supposed to say yes to that? But we got people like Anthony Edwards making it to back-to-back conference finals. We got Cade Cunningham single with a bunch of role players that's worse than what Wemby has getting to the playoffs. Say, bro, Cade Cunningham, because I had questions about him, but we've seen him do it. Them dudes wasn't that good. Tim Hardaway and Malik Beasley. Like, come on now. And they really could have beat the Knicks in the first round. That is something to where you're like, okay, K is on that trajectory. And it was on that trajectory. Paolo, back-to-back seasons in the playoffs. Okay, he's on that trajectory. Wemby ain't showed us nothing, man. And it's like, okay, I get it. He's 7'6". He can shoot. He can cover a lot of ground when it comes to blocking shots. But people act like you just, Wemby on the court. We ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Man, that shit ain't true. People just like that. They just kill me with the Wemby hype, man. And he got to show it. You got to show it. Year 3, that hypothetical shit out the window.
No, I agree with you. This will be my harshest critique of Wemby this year. Not that it matters. He probably don't care what I got to say, but I'm gonna say what I got to say.
But see, it's not about that. This is about keeping it real. You just was like, man, I don't know if you can say this. You shouldn't be able to. What? Like when I was saying Paolo was better, it wasn't just trying to be what's that called? Shot
take or controversial. Yeah.
I'm like, bro, nah, y'all see what Paolo's doing? It took them like 2-3 years to try to catch on. This dude's gonna be a perennial all NBA level player. On a team that's going to win if you build it right.
Yeah.
And it just, I don't know, man. The Wemby stuff, he got the talent, but god damn, can you get 35 wins? Shit. I don't know. Okay, who else?
You got it. Facts. Pelicans, do you want to speak on them real quick?
Say me. I listen to all the podcasts. The white podcast, they hate them some Joe Dumars. They act like this one is just the worst move to ever be made. They're like the 2026 pick. Like, I'm okay. First off, if you still trying to build around Zion, you still got DeJounte Murray over there. You still got Jordan. You brought in Jordan Poole. Derek Quinn, y'all think he's gonna be good. You still got Yeezy Meesey. You got Herb Jones. You got Trey Murphy. How many picks do you need? Especially if you sold on the guy. Yes, that was a bit rich. It was. That was a rich price. But god damn, everybody on this roster is already 25 and under. How many young niggas we need? If we trying to be, put your team together and go with that. All you damn pick. They were crying about that 2026 pick. God damn. Get off his nuts. More just got there. They building the team how they want to build it. They feel like they got a good solid core. They like Derek Quinn, who everybody liked until that 2026 pick might turn. What? Pelicans might be good.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. How did you feel about it?
Like you said, I did feel like he was a bit rich, and I'll be honest with you. Derek Queen is cool and he's good. I don't see him fitting with Zion or that team. And it's almost like you draft a worse version of Zion. Undersized, big who can do a little something, but he ain't as athletic as Zion. Like, he's cool. He's a great guy. He's always been a great basketball player, but we finna put him next to Zion. How they gonna? I don't think they fit at all. And then you also give up a pick next year on top of that. Like, okay, but you get Jeremiah Fears. So essentially, you get 2 picks. You got 2 picks this. You got 2 top 10 picks this year. So your next year's pick, I understand like why you give that up. Whatever. So, like you said, yeah, they got the guys. They got a lot of talent around them. And I also think if they really if push comes to shove, you can trade Zion. If Joe Dumars ain't draft him, trade Zion. So if everything worse comes to worse, trade Zion, trade her, you can get so much for that. Just those 2 guys right there. Even Trey Murphy, depending on what you want to do. But I'd rather keep those latter 2. So it's interesting. I think they have the roster. They brought in Jordan Poole as well, to go build around the same timeline. So they took a swing with Jordan Poole as well. He can be a 20-point per guy at a good rate too. So it just really depends on how it all shakes out. But I'm not necessarily crying about it, but I think there was other moves that could have been made. It's just, hey, let's see what these guys can do and let's really try to win.
It was definitely other moves can be made, and they did overpay. But to act like this was the crime of the century was crazy. Have you been seeing that stuff on the internet? Like the people losing their mind.
Sell the team, move the franchise. Like they're we're in poverty or whatever. Like, I get it. That pick could be bad, but it also could be good if you got talent.
I just think, man. And then it's all tradable talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see what you got, and then like it's flexible. It's very flexible lineup, flexible assets. I don't know. And we didn't even get to see a lot of Herb Jones. We didn't even see a lot of Zion last year. So I mean, I don't even think the Pelicans is gonna be that terrible. They just as good as Memphis. They'll be competing for a play-in spot. They not finna be just dead terrible.
No.
So I mean, what's some other major news topics?
What do you think the Clippers should do?
Wait for them 2 niggas to retire. James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, as long as they there, man, they gonna be good. They gonna be good enough to not be bad. And it's just like, man, I guess you could keep rolling them dudes out there, but man, we like on year what? Huh?
This is like year 4 or 5 of this experiment, huh? Maybe, I don't know. Kawhi said he trained up until the finals so his body can feel what it's like to play this long again.
I ain't trying to hear shit Kawhi got to say, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hey, bro. But I guess I don't know. James Harden and Kawhi in 2025. Really, it's gonna be 2026. No, that shit.
Do you think they should have just let James Harden walk and traded Kawhi? You think that would have been a better offseason plan and really commit to the rebuild?
Yes, but no, because we just got this new stadium. It was kind of lit last year, and we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be an all right team. But it's just like, man, then you sound like Brook Lopez. You got older. It's like, what are we doing? I don't know. I just think they just gonna be mid. Clippers are really a non-story. It's gonna be to the point where it's like you're not even gonna want to watch Clippers games because you already know what it's gonna be. Like, ain't nobody go click on no Clippers game unless you a Clippers fan. You know what this is. Like, they're not going nowhere. First round exit.
Dang. I mean, I don't know.
No, there's no. I don't know. This is a first round exit team. They could possibly slip into the play.
Yeah.
Sacramento might be better than them.
No, Sacramento is garbage. I do not care. Not garbage, but I just am not a believer in Sacramento. That's just how I feel. I'm just not a believer in them. I don't think they move the needle for me. Like, they got an interesting roster, but their interesting roster is not good enough. Like we said, we mentioned all them teams. We didn't mention Sacramento.
Sacramento gonna be fighting for play-in.
Yeah, exactly. So why do I care about
It's hard. The West is hard though.
Yeah.
Like fighting for playing in the West ain't the same as fighting for playing in the East. Like
You
if
fight
the
for playing in the
Sacramento was in the
East.
East, they would they would be fighting for a 6 seed, bro.
Yeah. So you top 5, 6 seed. Yeah.
But I did what team I did want to talk about. Okay, what's the talk about?
How do you feel? I don't think we talked about this. How do you feel about the Suns' moves after,
Did you say the
KD
Suns?
trade and all that stuff? Yeah, the Suns. Now, I'm not talking about them as a dark horse. Now, I'm just talking about them. How do you feel about their moves?
As long as they got Devin Booker over there, they ain't made enough moves. Move him. Move Devin Booker. Man, Devin Booker, we done seen this time and time again. When he has his own team without another certified superstar, that do not look good. That boy do not raise your ceiling. Devin Booker do not raise your ceiling, bro. He just don't. He sucks. I ain't gonna say he sucks, but
Mm-hmm. How you feel about the trade for Mark Williams, the getting of Maluach, and then they also get
nothing the Suns does make sense, bro. Just like I guess you get a center, and just in case he's not ready, we get another center. I don't know, bro. The Suns is just the Suns is probably because Devin Booker, as we said, he doesn't. The Suns won 36 games last year. They might
yeah,
win 28, 30.
yeah.
They a 30 win team, 28 win team. They have no future, they have no present. Suns is bad. Like getting two centers.
Suns are just a bad team. Yeah.
What's they starting? Give me a Suns starting five that you like.
Good Lord.
You,
In fact, I had to rack my brain to think about this. Bad. All right, Devin Booker, Beal, Ryan, Ryan Dunn, Maluach, or Mark Williams, and I know I'm forgetting people, but it's bad. It's
so
bad
your
over
name
there.
gonna start Jalen Green?
I forgot they got Sorry Jay. I forgot. I'm sorry, Jay. I forgot they got Jalen Green. You're right. They sure did. Yeah, you know.
You really want to talk about the Suns? That's crazy.
I ain't want that. I'm just saying.
This is nasty.
You just think it's bad. I just think it's bad. Yeah. Now, not the Suns, but shipped to another team that's supposedly bad. But what do you think, or do you think they're on a bad trajectory? The Brooklyn Nets. How do you think they did with all 5 of their draft picks? Now they picked up Michael Porter Jr. Do you think they should re-sign Cam Thomas? Like, what do you think is what's the moves for them?
Man, they must better hold out for like Darius Garland or something, or they better be trying to get Darren Peterson, AJ DeBancer, or Cam Boozer. This is one of the worst roster constructions I've ever seen. They grabbed 3 point guards. They all kind of do the same thing. I'm like, man. And Igor Dibbon's probably the worst one out of the 3. Their first pick was probably gonna be the one that least likely to pan out if we just keep in the book. But
Which is crazy.
they still got Claxton. They still got Day'Ron Sharpe. You added Michael Porter Jr. You got Cam Thomas if they resign him. 5 picks that I don't think go play. No, Brooklyn. If they trying to tank, I like it. If they, man, I don't know what Brooklyn is, man. I can't. It's so crazy. Usually, when you see a roster, you go, okay, this is what they trying to do. I don't see that with Brooklyn. I don't see that with Phoenix. I'm trying to think of some other teams. I don't see that with Utah.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. That's it. Those are the 3 teams where I just don't see where they're going. Phoenix, Utah, and Brooklyn. Brooklyn,
Chicago on that list. They don't know what they're doing.
No, because at least you got Josh Giddey and Kobe White and Booz Ellis. You know we got them. We know we want to build around them.
Yeah, I guess so.
Even Washington, we got our 4 young guys, and then we put a whole bunch of vets around them. At least we know we got them. I don't know who's
Yeah.
gonna be in Brooklyn in 4 years. You can't say exactly who's gonna be in Brooklyn in 4 years.
Igor Demin.
And he might be out the league.
Conspires, I like him over there.
Who?
Yaki Chonis. Ain't he
He
over
went
there?
to no, he went to the Heat.
Oh, my
They
bad. He
got
sure did go to the
Traore.
Heat.
They got
They got
Traore,
Trayor, Nolan
Sarif,
Trayor. Yeah. Yeah.
Danny Wolf, and Drake Powell, I think.
I like Danny Wolf.
I do too.
You're right. Let's stop.
I just
Brooklyn don't have no bona fide star or guy that you say, yes, we're keeping him and he'll be the guy for us in the next 4 years. No, they do not.
you know a team that's actually interesting for real though. I think Toronto's interesting. I think Toronto's actually interesting, bro. They re-signed Pirtle. You got Colin Murray Boyles in the draft. We got Ingram. We got Quickly. We got RJ. We got Scotty. We got Jamal Shead. We got Grady Dick. We got Ochai Abaji. Say, man, bro, don't be surprised if Toronto make it to the playoffs. I'm not saying top 6 seed, but to the playoffs. It'll be a tough out in their first round. I got them jumping Chicago. I got them jumping Miami. I think they gonna be better than Indiana possibly because Indiana they'll be better than Indiana because Indiana no Tyrese Halliburton, no Miles Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, Toronto gonna be a pretty good play-in team, bro.
Toronto be
7-8
interesting
seed.
for sure. I'm not discrediting that at all. I don't think they're contender or anything, but they'll be, a good solid team. I think they could be that. I think they could be, play hard, kind of like what the play hard Pelicans were before their season just went awry. Kind of like that.
Yeah, I like it.
Memphis without Ja, that kind of gritty team or whatever.
Fever just won the Commissioner's Cup.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Dang.
Do you think Orlando could win the East?
I see a world where Orlando wins the East. It's just not. Things have to go right. A lot of things have to go right. Paolo has to take, in my opinion, another jump. Franz has to play consistent. Desmond Bane, and Anthony Black, in my opinion, will need to. Anthony Black really needs to become a facilitator for them, and fast.
Got
And
Tyus Jones now.
I know you have Tyus Jones, but I want my big guard out there doing that, not Tyus Jones doing that. I want my big guard doing that, who can also defend. So in my opinion, Anthony Black, you learn from Tyus Jones. Next year, we don't need Tyus Jones. We should have you. Tyus Jones is off the bench. Whatever else. I think they made the right choice in getting off KCP. They realized their mistake there. I understand what they were trying to do by signing KCP, get some shooting, but essentially they fixed their terrible mistake in giving him all that money and bringing him in. So I like what Orlando has done. There's a world where they can win the East just because if all goes well, if Giannis gets knocked out, it's by somebody or some. Paolo's probably your best player in the East out there after a while. Like who, So and then you have Franz right next to him, and then they have a big team that can defend, and they have a couple guys who can like score from the guard side. If everything goes right, like I think Orlando can make a conference finals or make it to the finals, but this first round stuff, come on, this can't be.
Yeah, I'm putting Paolo on a legitimate clock. Now he's literally on that Anthony Edwards clock where it's like, okay, y'all have expectations now. Cade, I might not put Cade on the clock just yet, but when it comes to the Magic should be a legit contender. Who do you think the legit contenders as of right now? I guess I'll say that.
In the East or just in general?
Just in general. Like give me 5 contenders.
OKC.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming health, of course. Nuggets. I'm assuming health for the most part, but if you a team that's usually always hurt, or you got guys that are always hurt, I'm not gonna act like you just finna be perfect this year. So Paul George, Quad, all them, I'm not considering. So OKC, Nuggets,
Mhm.
I'd assume they'd be more healthy this year. I will have to throw Rockets in there, and
Okay.
I'm like, I understand why people will have Rockets as a contender. Out from and then New York, they're a contender just because. I mean, Boston has went down and they're weakened. So I think they could. I mean, they've already got them. And I think they can legit get them again now that they've been weakened. Um, Giannis and the Bucks. If everybody's healthy and they're looking good, Giannis could legit run through the East. Just depends. I think legitimately the East comes down to. I legit think the East comes down to Bucks, Knicks, potentially Atlanta, but they could also be overrated, like you were saying, and then Magic. I don't know about Cleveland.
Mm.
I, I I should be saying Cleveland as a contender, but I don't know.
I think I have OKC,
Mm-hmm.
Denver, New York, then I have Orlando, then I have Houston. Those are my top 5 teams right now. Now
Mm.
I probably I go further in my bag, but as of right now, those are 5. So I say, who did I say? Who did I say number one?
OKC.
No, I gotta switch that. That's what I meant to switch.
Okay.
Denver,
Mm-hmm.
OKC, New York, Houston, Orlando. Orlando, then Houston. Cause it's like Houston got a lot more questions than Orlando. Like we've seen their core. We've seen
Yeah,
the cores. I'm knocking Houston because we haven't seen the KD stuff yet.
I agree
So
with that. I just put because I like what they did without KD. They made a second seed. They just need a KD to get them over the hump as far as playoff wise.
but that nigga, he older, 1 year older. He's so many miles on him, man.
I
But
know if yeah, it is a lot to be resting on a 37, 36-year old shoulders. So
you not surprised by me picking New York 3?
no, I mean New York's a good solid team, and they proved that they can be a good team,
Jordan
and that they
Clarkson
can.
and
And
Yabusele to make that
exactly,
big of a
they
difference.
and the East has gotten a little weaker at the with the Celtics going down, and then Pacers have lit it. The winners of the East, literally the Pacers have. I don't think anybody's considering them, rightfully
I,
so. So
so I got a Knicks in Orlando Eastern Conference Final, and I
mhm.
have a Denver and OKC Western Conference Final. Hmm.
Yeah, I think anyone. I think those two teams can beat. They can beat a Bucks and they can beat Cleveland. I think Bucks and Cleveland are still beatable. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland, if the Bucks, out of those two, the Bucks run through some of them teams.
Orlando went to 7 with Cleveland, and this was a
That's why I
way
don't.
better Orlando team.
Yeah,
So Cleveland, no.
I don't
Bucks
believe. Yeah, yeah.
Bucks just don't have enough firepower to keep up with Orlando, and Orlando is big enough to guard Giannis. So that's why I like the Bucks in terms of them being like a top 4, top 5 seed, but they can't beat Orlando. And then I think Cleveland, they can't beat Orlando, the new Orlando. So I damn near can guarantee a Knicks Orlando Eastern Conference Finals, unless just out of nowhere, uh, Detroit just takes a crazy leap, or the Bucks take a crazy leap. Somebody like the Kyle Kuzma's at 23 a game or something.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, Detroit almost had, in my opinion, they gave away their games against the Knicks at times. So
But they didn't get good enough. Who
they
they
didn't
get?
get.
They
I
got
don't think
Karis
they got better. You're
LeVert.
right.
They
Yeah,
got
they didn't
Karis
get
LeVert and
necessarily
Duncan Robinson.
better.
Yeah, they
They
didn't make no
got guys,
splash
but they didn't
moves.
get like better. You know,
And
so
then you lose Malik Beasley, who's like they
mhm.
second best player for most of the year. So
You lose a Schroeder too. But I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah, Schroeder went to Sacramento
yeah,
last
Schroeder
year.
went to Sacramento. So
But yeah, those are my top 5 teams. So I said Denver, OKC, New York, Orlando, and Houston. So my top 5 teams. You got your top 5?
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and pay respects. OKC, Denver, I'm gonna put Houston ahead. I'm gonna put Houston at. No, I can't put Houston ahead of the Knicks. That's wrong. Knicks, Houston. Winning it all, yeah. I would have to put Orlando at that 5 spot, beating out the Cleveland and beating out Milwaukee. If I was being, respectful, it'd probably be Cleveland at that 5 spot. But I ain't here to be respectful. I'm here to tell it like it is. So.
Orlando ain't got no holes, bro. Where's the hole in the roster now?
The hole in their roster is that they're young and inexperienced, but they can fix that.
How the young inexperienced went to playoffs back-to-back years?
They ain't been deep in the playoffs.
We done been punched in the mouth twice. That's the same thing about the Warriors. It's the same thing about this OKC team. And you say, shit, man, we done tasted the playoffs. We got us a good 15 games or so into the playoffs. Like, man, you don't eat that much, especially when you good top to bottom. Because people underestimate the Orlando depth now. Now you got Tyus Jones off the bench. You got Anthony Black off the bench. You still got Jet Howard, Jonathan Isaac, Mo Wagner, who was out for all of last year. Jalen Suggs coming back. Well, Orlando.
Tristan De Silva. They
got. We can make a trade. We can consolidate even more.
Yeah, it's just. People may not like having Orlando as the 5th best seed already. But I don't think they're not
one of the best teams in basketball before they got hurt last year. That's what people just be forgetting, bro. Orlando was running through shit at the beginning of the year last year.
And there's no way you put Cleveland over them because you just think they beat them. You think Orlando just beats them.
I just think Orlando's better. Yeah. Because their size advantage that they would have against everybody else, nobody has a size advantage over Orlando. Nobody.
Do you think Cleveland would have lost had they stayed healthy? Or do you think it was always going to be them losing?
Cleveland would have beat the Pacers if they were healthy.
All right, so then we're looking at Cleveland different because they're in the conference finals.
But then it's like, man, now things have changed. Like, what would have happened last year if they didn't get hurt? Don't got nothing to do with next year. Like that, okay. Even if Cleveland would have beat the Pacers and beat the Knicks, got to the finals, I think we will probably still beat them, and we've still been like Cleveland was a finals team. But with everything that Orlando has added, just Cleveland hasn't added enough.
You don't think Cleveland could have beat the Knicks? You think Cleveland could have beat the Knicks, or?
Yeah, but what does that got to do with this year? Now even New York is better. How did Cleveland get better? You saying Cleveland was that much better than these teams, even after all the additions they made and no additions by Cleveland?
I mean, Cleveland added Lonzo Ball.
That's not moving me. What? What? Lonzo? No offense to Lonzo, but that's not
Yeah.
There's no Jordan Clarkson, Yabusele, Desmond Bain. Like what? What are we doing?
Yeah. And you lose Ty Jerome.
Yeah.
You lose a Okoro. Yeah, you trade for him. But yeah.
Yeah, like what? What are we doing here? You got DeAndre Hunter, but
nah.
Pretty much hit on everything.
Real quick, we can talk about the Hawks, and that'd be our last topic if you want.
Okay, Hawks.
Hit that. You don't
overrated. A little overrated.
I think the Hawks in theory, and you look at the roster or look at the size of these dudes. Sorry. Yeah. Look at the guys they have and like the length, the defense for the Hawks could be good, surrounded with you got Trae Young as your guy. But I mean, Dyson Daniels, Reese Shea, Jalen Johnson, Okongwu,
You
goodness.
you still don't have a second guy or a third guy.
Yeah.
They still have the same damn problem they've been having. It's like, who else can you give the ball to and they could go get a bucket? That's the problem they've been having. You'd be like, okay, maybe Porzingis could be a legitimate second or third guy, depending on what Jalen Johnson is. But Porzingis might, but come on, man. Porzingis, you count on Porzingis to really play a lot of legitimate basketball for them? I think this is going to be a good team, but they don't have enough top tier talent to get over some of these other teams. Like if they best case scenario, they'll be right there with Cleveland. But in tier one, I think it's Orlando and New York. In tier two is Atlanta and then whoever else you put. They're not better than they'll probably be a little bit better than Detroit. They'll probably be right there with Milwaukee. But I think they just don't have the top tier scoring talent. Now, if you're saying their defense is just crazy, then that's something else. But
and so you think Bane is going to just be able to fit seamlessly in, and you don't have to worry too much about that? But you got to see KD, you got to see Kristaps Porzingis.
Porzingis is a health issue. KD, you're asking him to come in and be the guy. Desmond Bane is coming into a core that we done seen over the last couple years trending upwards. Bane just got to come in and be himself. KD, you have to come in and be the number one guy. That's a lot harder than just Bane coming in and being the third guy. That's a lot harder than Kristaps Porzingis being available and healthy and figuring out some type of role with Atlanta. You can't even. Can you? What role are you picturing for Porzingis?
Be the go-to scorer we need. Not a go-to, but be a scorer for us.
Desmond Bane makes the most sense. The KD thing makes a lot of sense too, but I'm worried about his availability, and I'm just gonna worry about who else is scoring outside of him and Sengun.
Mm-hmm.
You say, bro, I'm not worried about nothing with Desmond Bane. A catch and shoot player that can create and play make when he needs to. Like, no, he fits perfectly with them, man.
But yeah. Okay, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. Hawks got better, but how much better? Not enough.
Even if they a top 5 seed, I can't see them beating on New York in the series. I can't see them beating Orlando in those series. I just can't see those two things. Like, I can't even see them probably beating Cleveland. Just because, like, man, I'm sorry. Like, y'all got a lot of defense and y'all got Trae Young. Big bodies, defense, and Trae Young.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's just a little bit overhyped. That's it. I like it. They're going to be a top 5 seed. That's better than being the 9th seed where they were.
Yeah.
No.
It's just not moving the needle enough for you.
No. Because you got to think about it. Orlando doesn't have any holes now, really, that you can find on paper. Knicks really don't have any holes on paper now. Because what we was talking about with the Knicks, the holes on, they needed some depth. They need a guy who can go get a bucket. Bring in Jordan Clarkson. You needed another big that's possibly you can play next to Karl-Anthony Towns at the same time. Bring in Yabusele. Like now, the lineup flexibility for Orlando and New York on top of their top tier talent. Because now you got to think about it. Jalen Brunson is a legit 1. Cat is a legit 2. Mikal Bridges and OG legit 3s and 4s. Look at Orlando. Paolo's a legit 1. Franz a legit 2. This Blaine's a legit 3. Like even with the Nuggets, legit 1s, legit 2. Like everything stacks up. Now I could pick holes in that Atlanta team. I could pick holes in some of these other teams, man. I'm just looking at it like, what don't they have? The teams I got in my top 5, they damn near got everything. They got everything, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I couldn't agree more with you, so.
Anything else? I'm not trying to shit on Atlanta. I like Atlanta. If they went from 9th seed, if they go to a 6th or 5th seed, it's damn good. Even 4th seed. But it's just like, man, do you got enough to beat Orlando in New York 4 times if they both healthy?
No.
So Trae Young.
Trigger Trae Young.
Man, Jalen Suggs, Mikal Bridges, OG, Josh Hart. Yeah, you have some
Yeah.
trouble, bro.
Yeah. Nah, I like in theory what the Hawks have done, but it's just still they need Reese Shea to be a different guy. No offense. He's a good pick. He's a good not a good pick. He's a good player. But
Man,
yeah,
man, they ain't got nobody else that can dribble. They still ain't
exactly.
got nobody else who can dribble, bro.
Nobody else you throw the ball to, get your own shot kind of guy.
They don't have that. Porzingis is probably a second best shot creator. And he's
Mm-hmm.
gonna play like 45 games.
Jalen Johnson is
He's more of a utility guy too. He's really
yeah,
good, but he's
yeah.
more of a I do everything type of guy. Jalen Johnson ain't hezzy tweening nobody. Like, come on now. That's all.
Nah, yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Top 5 seed, that's still good. We thought y'all was dead in the water.
Yeah.
But if you ain't got anything else, we can wrap this. You know, we didn't talk about Charlotte. Philly, I don't care for. Charlotte, they, yeah.
I gotta
I'm talking
see
about
what
everything.
Charlotte does. I gotta see what Charlotte does a little more. I feel like they're not all the way done, but I know you didn't like the Concanupple.
Portland's gonna be solid. Concan offensively, yeah. Defensively, no, man.
Mm-hmm.
These dudes is gonna be scoring 115, giving up 121. That's why I see with Charlotte.
Yeah. I don't know.
But if you ain't got anything else, uh, I'm D Nose Ball. That's Chris. Until next time, we gone.